And all of these things had a catastrophic result. And that result is found in verse 5. And now our flesh is like the flesh of our brothers, and our children like that of our children. Yet, behold, we are forcing our sons and daughters to be slaves. And our daughters are forced into bondage already, and we are helpless because our fields and our vineyards belong to others. It is truly a dire circumstance. It is as dire as it could possibly be for God's people in this moment. But I want to give you a truth this morning, and I want you to listen to me. Financial bondage is not God's plan for His people. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not giving you some prosperity gospel that if you get saved and you give your life to Christ, you're going to be rich. No, I am not telling you that. But I am also telling you that God's desire for you is not to be in bondage, financial or otherwise. And if you don't believe me, I don't have time to read it all this morning, but if you don't believe me, I'm going to give you homework. Go home and read Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 1 through 14. Tell me if the words of Moses do not reiterate exactly what I'm trying to tell you today. God's plan for His people is not financial bondage. I'll give you a preview of what you'll read when you get home, just 2 verses, verses 11 and 12 of Deuteronomy 28. And the Lord will give you more than enough prosperity in the children of your womb, in the offspring of your livestock, in the produce of your ground, in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give you. The Lord will open for you His good storehouse, the heavens, to give rain to your land in its season and to bless every work of your hand. You will lend to many nations, but you will not borrow. That's just 2 verses. If you read the rest of it, you'll find God does not want you to be the borrower. He wants you to be the lender. He does not want you to be the tail. He wants you to be the head. He wants you, as His children, to bless every nation on earth. And He wants to give you even the financial freedom in order to do it. But you say, Pastor, how do we know if we are in financial bondage today? How do we know if we are suffering from what Nehemiah's people was suffering from back then? Well, I'll give you a test. Let me give you a test of modern current things that I think you can answer, and you will find out, according to the spiritual principles, whether or not you are in financial bondage. Because make no mistake, the devil wants to keep you in bondage. He doesn't care what kind of bondage it is, but he wants you in bondage. And as long as you are bound, as long as you are in bondage, then the words of Jesus ring hollow. Because He said, if the Son shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. But the devil wants to counteract that and keep you in bondage. So, how can we identify it today? How can we identify whether or not we are in financial bondage? Well, I'll give you some modern examples right here, and there are 10 of them, so just listen along. When you charge daily expenditures because of lack of funds. Now, I don't mean you go home from church today and you use your credit card to put gas in your car. I mean, you use your credit card because you have no other funds in order to be able to pay for that gas. Number 2, you put off paying a bill due this month until next month. You borrow to pay fixed expenses like your taxes, your insurance, or your mortgage payments. When you become, number 4, unaware of how much money you actually owe. Number 5, you have creditors calling you and writing you about unpaid past due bills. Number 6, when you take from your savings in order to pay current bills. Number 7, when you make new loans in order to pay off old loans. Number 8, when you and your spouse argue about money. You've heard the cliche, right? Till debt do us part. Number 9, when you begin to entertain ideas of dishonesty or unscrupulous behavior in order to make more money. And lastly, number 10, you find it difficult to return to God's house and give in His house on His day. There's 10 things. And if those 10 things describe your life day to day, you, my friend, are in financial bondage. Now listen to me closely. Does this mean, if you answered to 1 or 9 of those things, does this mean that you are wrong with God? Does this mean you are living in sin? Not at all. It does not mean you are wrong with God. There are many, many people out there who love the Lord with all of their heart, yet they have fallen in the trap that was set by the devil, and they are now bound, and they are now struggling in this matter of finances, just like God's people were in Nehemiah's day. The devil would keep them bound so that they cannot live free. Because of their bondage, God's people in Nehemiah's day were so frustrated that they began to turn on one another instead of finding a way to freedom. This is one of the many ways the devil will divide God's people and keep them from doing the things that God would desire us to do. So there's the problem. There's the problem as given to us in the book of Nehemiah, but let's leave that and let's find the solution. Let's figure out how we to move to number 2, how God leads us to financial peace. Out of bondage into freedom. How do we do that?